back here with Science Detectives as we talk to Michael Horn and about the silent revolution of truth and the many aspects of the UFO phenomena taking place on the planet today. You had a question for him, didn't you?
I certainly did. When I saw the documentary, well, let's go back a little bit, and that is a lot of the through line of this documentary covers, is Billy Meyer telling the truth? And so he's got pro and con within this documentary. One woman was from USC. She was a psychologist or psychiatrist? Okay. And I found her to be a bit too much because she was grinning as she was debunking UFO witnesses. But there was a tree, a big pine tree, and it looked like the UFO was hanging from a cable, perhaps. I couldn't see a cable, but the motion that it was going around the tree. Now, I think that's what you were referring to. It would be impossible for a one-armed guy to have a crane, to have a big production crew out there, and...
Well, and not without somebody spilling the beans.
True.
You know.
That's a good point.
Well, and my whole why the UFOs? Why are they so interested in Earth in this day and age?
Okay, can I shoot in a couple answers to things you guys have brought up?
Please.
Things. Number one, yes, it was the special effects company that was commenting on the difficulty of taking that shot, especially since it's a full-size tree and the tree moves at the top when the UFO goes by. So
nice.
No little model can possibly accomplish that. The question was asked why nobody else has taken. Well, there's 5 other photographers who have at various times in Switzerland taken photos of the ships too. They're not as close and they're not as clear, but they sure are the same ships. As to why this man and why during this time, it's very simple. We are in extremely critical times. Let's just put it this way. Here's what we're told in the case. These are human beings. They are connected to us even ancestrally into the distant past. They claim that they were even, their forefathers were in many occasions the very gods of our different religions, that we have misunderstood these interactions that took place thousands of years ago, whether they be in the Middle East or India or wherever. They feel that they have a self-obligated mission without directly interfering again in our world to warn us of what a cataclysmic crash course we are on, that we cannot fully see the results, the effects of the causes that we human beings have collectively set in motion. They would like us to not destroy ourselves if possible, because no one is coming to save us.
So this is essentially the progenitors of the root races of Earth.
In some cases.
In some cases.
Indigenous races always evolving on the planet, but according to the information in the case, different races have come here over many millennia at different times. Some survived, some were wiped out, etc., etc. But the particular gods of our past, as they appear in our holy books, they are saying that they were these people. They're forefathers, and let's face it, they're interacting with primitive Earth humans who've never seen a flashlight or a bicycle, and suddenly there's something coming down from the sky. Well, you bet which must be the creator, you know, etc.
Sure.
Now, that sets people, but that's what they're saying.
I'm going to cover something else really quick, which is interesting about your documentary, and that is most documentaries or movies that are made about aliens, they all have the big eyes, the big almond-shaped eyes, the small chins, very small stature, and anything I've ever read about grays, they're very small. You've got the draconians, you've got different types. All of yours, all your descriptions for what Billy Meyer is saying, they all look human.
They are human, and what you're describing
Humanoids.
is actually the result of a nearly 100-year-long disinformation campaign that started around World War I, when the first UFOs in contemporary times were seen over the battlefields of Europe, considered by each party to be a weapon from the other side, until evidence showed that there was nobody attacking from these things. A general and overall conspiracy of silence was launched because it's too destabilizing to any government, religion, or economic system to acknowledge that humans, let alone, are coming from other worlds and looking in on us. So it took place again during the, I think, late 30s or 40s, when the War of the Worlds broadcast was launched deliberately under the Roosevelt administration to create a negative alien idea, monsters from Mars, and then with the crashes at Roswell and other places where androids were found, small, big-headed, large-eyed beings. These were not the extraterrestrials themselves. They were by the way, you brought up the question of credibility. It should be known, though we don't mention the case, that Meyer and 17 witnesses took lie detector tests about the validity of all this. All of them passed 100%, and in the film, we brought in an expert consultant to U.S. Army Special Forces on reading body language to read Meyer and the other witness to the UFOs and ETs from India, Pobal Cheng, and he gives them a real thumbs up. When you look at that, he's just saying, gosh, they're not lying.
That's amazing.
Take a look.
Nice, nice. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back and continue this discussion with Michael Horn.